Well, Liverpool are in talks to sign Marc Guéhi from Crystal Palace. His situation at Palace is very simple. He's got 1 year left on his contract. The chairman, Steve Parish, said on Sunday they can't have a situation where he leaves on a free transfer next summer. So they're willing to sell him. Now, how much would he cost? I think he would probably cost between 30 and 40 million pounds. Liverpool are having talks about signing him. I don't think they have discussed personal terms with the player yet. We're still at the stage where the talks are between the two clubs. But I think Crystal Palace would probably be willing to let him go for £35 million. Other clubs were interested in the past, for instance, Newcastle United. You remember last summer, we had that whole saga where they were making bids and I think Palace were holding out for £70 million. Spurs tried to sign him in the winter window as well. But because he's only got 12 months left on his deal, that is why Palace have said, OK, we're willing to do business. And I think potentially this is great news for Liverpool fans, because you speak to Liverpool fans and they'll tell you, we're delighted with the business we've done this summer. There's one other player we want, of course, the striker whose name I won't mention at the moment. But they also say we want another centre-back because we've sold Joao Quansah. He's gone to Germany. Ibrahima Konate could leave on a free transfer next summer. We need somebody else in at centre-back. Joe Gomez injured at the moment. I think there's a good chance they are going to get Marc Guéhi because James was at Wembley on Sunday and he was telling me that after the game there seemed to be quite warm relations between Marc Guéhi and the Liverpool squad.
He's a brilliant guy, Marc Guéhi. He's very personable, brilliant personality. He's been a great captain for Crystal Palace. He went off injured towards the end of the game against Liverpool, and actually at the full-time whistle, all the Crystal Palace players were celebrating. I was watching Marc Guéhi and he went over to speak to every member of the Liverpool backroom staff that was on the pitch, shaking hands with them. Of course, we were joking in the press box. Was he introducing himself ahead of a move, or was he saying commiserations for losing the Community Shield? But for Crystal Palace, I do think this moves in one direction only, because Steve Parish said it, as Carve alluded to there, for players of that calibre to leave on a free, it's a problem. Last year of his contract, I think it's unrealistic when you consider the calibre of clubs that are interested in signing him, for him to sign a new contract at Crystal Palace. He's got a great opportunity next summer if he wants to move as a free agent, but the opportunity to move to a club like Liverpool does feel like a move which is too hard to turn down. I think for Crystal Palace fans and for Crystal Palace as a club, they wanted 70 million last summer. If they get 35 million, that's clearly £35 million less than they got last summer, but they've got two major trophies in that time. And I think for Crystal Palace, that makes sense. For them to win their first ever major trophy with Marc Guéhi leading that side, I think they'll see it as worthwhile. One thing I will say, Crystal Palace, if they are to let him go, they'll need to sign someone immediately, because they play with three at the back. They have three recognised centre-backs, Marc Guéhi being one of those. So if he was to depart, they need to get their act together and sign a replacement quick.
All right, Carve, do you see this deal getting done, Guéhi to Liverpool, or does he hang on and go on a free?
I think, first of all, the deal needs to be agreed between the clubs. Then, of course, Liverpool need to agree personal terms with the player. So I think it will be up to the player. Does he want to move to Liverpool? There are very few players who say no to Liverpool. What other options has he had? Newcastle United, for instance, we know they've just signed another centre-back. Tottenham tried to sign him in January. We know at the moment, though, their priority is a number 10 and a winger. Chelsea, he used to be at Chelsea. Could they make a move for him because Levi Colwill is now injured and will miss a large chunk of next season? All the information we're getting out of Chelsea is that they don't have any immediate plans to move for a centre-back. So I think the direction of travel is definitely Liverpool. One option that he does have, which I don't have any information that he's tempted to take, but I know for a fact that lots of big European clubs are interested in signing him next summer on a free transfer. So they will be saying to him, maybe through intermediaries, don't sign a new contract at Crystal Palace, don't sign for anybody else. We're a massive club. You can join us next summer on a free. So would he want to do that? I'm not sure, because if Liverpool want you, considering how well Liverpool are doing at the moment and their history and their fan base and everything else that goes along with Liverpool Football Club, it's really, really difficult to say no to them.